We used to say that In-Situ's practice was non-hierarchical, and then we realised that you can never have total non-hierarchy. But I think coming to a point of awareness of where some of these underlying hierarchies are and how can we address that, how can we make something more equitable. When I first arrived in the organisation, what really stood out to me was a completely different sense of what an organisation could be. You're not looking to have an increase in pay or perhaps move on to a job with a higher status. It's more that the reward is to do with your contribution, either within the organisation or within the community which the organisation serves, or is also just down to your personal development and your personal learning. So there's no director, and also there's no job titles. Our job titles just reflect the type of work that we do, but allows room for manoeuvring and adapting. So there's a real fluidity to people's roles and what they might contribute. I think essentially we see ourselves all as practitioners. Not only transparency, but of consensus decision making. All of the main decisions that need to be made within the organisation need to be made with everybody contributing. We've been quite informed by the Quakers' way of making decisions, where you give time and space for the decision making to happen, recognising that people might need to take time to really reflect on their opinion on something, and you just keep going round and you keep letting the issue go round and round until nobody has an actual objection to something. It takes time, but it feels like the decisions then have genuinely come from the group rather than from one person. Within people's roles, each person is empowered to take everyday decisions around their area of expertise. We trust each other to get on and kind of do what they think is best at the time. And as we know, those things don't always turn out to be the best decision, but we trust people to do what they feel is right at the time. What I found with In-Situ was the code of ethics was a really important thing that the organisation was referring to. This was a code of how you treat others that you're working with and how you treat the environment in which you're working as well. And it felt like this provided a really underpinning, strong foundation for a practice that was really rooted in respect for others and for non-human life and for the surroundings. Underpinning a lot of the way that we work as a team is a coaching methodology. So I think that there's a belief that everybody within them has the answer to the question that they're asking about what to do. So we try and work with each other to coax that out rather than tell people what they should be doing. Part of this is an annual process, which we call the 360-degree process. It's kind of like a staff appraisal or something like that. I don't think that we treat people just as workers. I think In-Situ values people as humans as a whole with different interests and pressures on them, but also recognises that development in one area of life impacts another and learning from one area migrates into another. So I think it's holding space for people as a whole to explore opportunities and learning and difficulties and challenges. So coming out of the 360 process, we then do what we call a reading week. It's It's not strictly about reading, but it started off with an idea that perhaps staff might just need maybe a week a year or a particular time a year just to do some research that might contribute to their role or their creative development. Each person will identify an area that they would like to find out more about or grow into, and then each person is given a small budget and a week to take at any point during the year to kind of plan in activities to support that creative development. So people will come back from that and share with the team, or whichever way feels appropriate to what they've been doing. And it feeds into their own lives, it feeds into their role and enriches the work that we're doing.